I only have a few minutes, so there's something that has been bothering me, and I'd like to get it off my chest. And I thought, why not make a video and put it out there on YouTube? So I've been thinking a lot lately about my 9 to 5 job and returning to the office, which really sucks. Now, if you don't know, I will tell you, I was summoned a couple of months ago to go back to the office 3 days a week, but due to construction and room during the construction period, I only have to go in once a week, and I choose to go in on Mondays. I'm only allowed to go in either on a Monday or a Friday, so I thought, you know what, why not get it out of the way, just do it Monday and get it over with, and you don't need to worry about it. Now, some of the drawback with that is that if I'm out Monday, I need to go out on Friday, and if I don't go in on Friday, I need to go in on Monday. So I am required to go in at least for a month to a month and a half, if not maybe 2 months, which I'm hoping it's going to be 2 months. I got my fingers crossed. I only have to go in 1 day a week. Now, the sucky part about it is that it's a long commute. It's about 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, depending on traffic, to get there. And, waking up every single day for 3 days a week, I'm kind of excited, and I kind of like only having to go in, 1 day a week. But I have a feeling that is going to change in 2026. I don't know why, but you ever get that feeling in your stomach that there's a change coming? And I have a feeling that that change is going to be to go in more than 3 days a week. I don't know why, I just get this funny sensation. You always know when something isn't right, and you just can feel something coming through the horizon. I have a feeling that is what it's going to be. I have a feeling they're going to tell us to go back more than 3 days a week, which is really going to suck. Again, the time and also the gas. The gas is going to cost me anywhere between $80 to $85 a week for gas. Now I'm only filling my tank, once every couple of weeks, every week and a half, depending on what I'm doing on the weekends and what I'm doing during the week as far as schedules goes with, baseball practices and so forth, baseball games. You get it. And, they're running around that you normally would do that you wouldn't be driving to work for. I just have this feeling that that's going to happen, right? And companies like Sherwin-Williams, they're getting rid of the hybrid models. A lot of companies are getting rid of the hybrid models that they want you back in the office. Sherwin-Williams is a perfect example. They want their employees to come in starting in 2026 full time. There's not going to be any hybrid work, for certain companies. And I have a feeling the company that I'm working for currently right now is going to be doing that, and the frustration's there only because I was promised a full remote position, and I get it. Shit changes, things change, corporate policies change, blah, 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 blah. But I was straight out said during my hiring process, don't hire me if I need to go into the office at all because I want a full remote job. No, Sam, you're fine, Mr. Sam. Don't worry about it. You are full remote. The bad thing is I didn't get it in writing. I should have got it in writing. A lot of us out there are struggling within my company to not get it in writing, so a lot of us are, in the same boat without a paddle, and that boat's sinking, and it's sinking fast. So there's really nothing you can do about it, but bitch, moan, complain, like I have been, and it's not going to work, unfortunately, right? It's either their way or the highway. They will replace you. Anybody is replaceable with any 9 to 5 job out there that you have. You can be replaced just like this. If you think that you can't be replaced by somebody else, you're wrong. You're mistaken, and you need to think about it a little bit harder because everybody is replaceable. I heard somebody in the office a couple of weeks ago said, they're not going to find anybody else, to do my work because I'm the only one who knows how to do it. That's the attitude that will have you sitting in your vehicle on the outside looking in while everybody's working and they're waving to you from the window because your ass just got fired because you're being cocky. So you just got to suck it up and do what you got to do. And again, I'm making this prediction right now. We're in October of 2025. I have a feeling before January 1st, 2026, I probably will be going into the office 5 days a week. If not 3 days a week, I have a feeling it's going to change to 4 days a week. Let this be noted. Let this be documented. Today is Thursday, October 16th, and I am making this prediction not only for me, but for you as well. Because I have a feeling if you're on a hybrid model right now and you're working for a fairly big company, I have a good feeling you're going to be going back to work as well 5 days a week if you're on a hybrid model right now. If not, they'll increase it to 4. A lot of you may already be doing that. There's a lot of other different colleagues that I talk to that, we're going in 2 days a week. Now they went to 3, and then it went to 4, and now in 2026 it's going to be going to 5. So it's out there, it's happening, and these companies are not playing around. They want you back in the office for whatever reason. I mean, think about how much cheaper it would be if you eliminated all the offices. If all the offices were gone, how much you would save every year in expenses by not having an office. Not worrying about the electric, the rent, the equipment, right? All that stuff. Paying the cleaning people to come in and clean your company, I think our building is actually being leased. I think we're renting it. So I guess there's something in the contract that you can do construction. I have no idea. But the building is definitely not ours because we share it with other companies. So I just don't get it. Like, why renovate and do all this other shit to have you only come in 3 days a week? Now I know they're not going to spend all this time of money and have you only come in 3 days a week. What they're doing is there's two sides. There's the two different wings. They're working on one wing. They took all the desks out. They're going to knock down certain walls and make a bigger conference room. They're going to shove more desks in where you can fit more people on the one wing. And then they're going to do the same thing on the other wing once that wing is done. Now, why on earth would they want to have you come in 3 days a week on a hybrid model and do all of this work? It's because they're going to get you to come back 5 days a week. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.